come on in. The craft cabin is open. It's nice to see you this popsicle day here at camp. Oh gosh. All right, I guess I should do an official opening. Welcome to Mondays with Marc. I'm Marc, and this is Smokey, Steve, and Marc. Yes, it is. Welcome back to Camp SSAM, y'all. Ooh, we're gonna have a fun time today because it is Popsicle Day here at camp, and we're gonna get started right off the bat with a cool project that uses popsicle sticks. And later on, we're gonna go over to the camp kitchen and whip up a recipe, maybe two, and then when we head back to our campsite, it's a little campfire story time for you too. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun today. Oh, and speaking of stories, our project we're going to do today, well, it does have a story attached to it, and I was really excited to share it with you because I actually made this project many years ago when I was at camp. A particular camp that I would go to every one day during your stay at camp, it was Popsicle Day. And of course, project time was like all the projects were made out of popsicle sticks. And but they had this huge freezer on the porch of the main building, with the barn, which was the main building. And that freezer was always locked, right? But on Popsicle Day, it wasn't. It was open and jam-packed, full of popsicles, and you could go in and out of it all day long and eat as many popsicles as you wanted. I know popsicles, but it's very exciting to someone like 8 or 9 years old, right? And so we are going to our project today is going to involve popsicle sticks. We're going to make a popsicle stick. God, say that 5 times fast. Vase, and that vase, it can double as a pencil holder or a utensil holder, doodad holder. Oh gosh! And as far as the materials go, this is what you need. Popsicle sticks, and you can get packages. They have 2 of these in one package. You can get right at the Dollar Tree. And then in addition to that, you'll need some kind of like upcycled jar, like a salsa jar or a tin can. Soup cans work really good for this project. But I happen to have a ton of these candle holders from our wedding. I have I think 30 of these. So for our little demonstration today, we're going to be using these, okay? All right, so let's get started. So as you can see, you could do this project with plain old raw popsicle sticks like that, or you could stain them, or I had decided to paint mine in different colors like this. Oh yes, it was definitely popsicle. Let's see if I can do this. Popsicle stick. There we go. Painting day today for sure. Covered in paint, y'all. Covered in paint. But it was a lot of fun. And we're going to use the colored ones to do our project today. Okay. So let's get our handy dandy hot glue gun all turned on and let's get started. So I have an assortment here of popsicle sticks that I painted in red and brown and oranges for autumn, because autumn is literally right around the corner, And it is as easy as this. Let's see, let's grab one here and we're going to put some hot glue right on the back there like that. And then we're just going to attach it to our jar or our tin can or whatever you're using. And you want to make sure he's straight like that, and that the bottom is flush with the bottom. So I kind of go like that whenever I'm gluing them on, okay? So, as you can guess, we're going to repeat all the way around our jar, and I'm just going to be alternating our colors here. When you're doing these, you want to make sure that you butt them right up against each other like that. All right, so let's do it. Ta-da! You know what? This is kind of fun to do too, All right, so then I thought it would be really nice to add maybe a bow or maybe just add some twine around the outside of it. And I have this twine here that we used last week when we made our little putty tats, and I thought it would be nice if we just kind of put it around and then let's see, we'll keep looping it around. Like that. Let me give it a little snip here. All right, there, just a little like band that goes around it. Looks nice, huh? And really, that's all there is to it. Oh my goodness. So how about this? Like, this would look so great. Like, here, what if we put flowers in it? Oh, yes, it looks nice, doesn't it? Ah, that looks good. And then here, I have this one already done, and that one has I put a little bow on it as opposed to that one. And how about this? Wouldn't these be cool for utensil holders? Get that. Here's a little one made out of a tomato paste can. But like, wouldn't that be really cool at a picnic to have these out for your utensils? Oh, really cool. And I also look at this one. I made a black and white one for my desk at work. A pencil holder. Oh, can you tell I'm excited? I love this. This was right up my alley. I really like things like this and like projects like this, I should say, So I hope you enjoyed it too. I tell you, I mean, popsicle sticks as a medium. Like, I know a couple crafters that they only use popsicle sticks for their projects, like that's all they use. And it's no wonder because there are so many things that you can make with popsicle sticks, especially for the kiddos. And I wanted to make sure that we did, a project or two this year for the young ones because we do have some younger campers here at camp. We can't forget them. Working with popsicle sticks, it's a great way to work with the little ones, and get them involved too. But of course, it's for adults too, and those projects can be pretty crazy. They're projects that like move and are like pretty intricate, like houses and mansions. Oh, so much fun. All right, so I think that was just like a hard sell on popsicle stick crafts, wasn't it? I don't know. But anyway, I do like working with them, and like I said, this project was like a nostalgic one for me. It brought back a lot of memories. We made these in camp one year when I was at camp, and they every year they do like, okay, we're gonna make something like a gift that you can take home for your mom or whatever, and this was one of them. So it was really, really nice. And of course, I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, I hope you give it a try, So, I guess that's everything. There you have it. Our popsicle stick vases. Welcome to the camp kitchen, y'all. We have a fabulous recipe to make today. Oh, I've been wanting to share this for quite some time. And with autumn right around the corner, this recipe is perfect for the season, definitely. Now, like all the recipes we shared here at camp, you definitely could make this at home as well if you're not out in the wilderness, just by using your oven or whatnot. But we'll get to that in a little bit. We're gonna make, we are gonna make Campfire chili sweet potatoes. Oh gosh, they are so, so good. So our ingredients all start with, sweet potatoes. And this recipe will make enough to make, 4 sweet potatoes. However, if you go with the big jumbo ones like this here, we're talking more like, maybe 2 or 3, okay? And the first thing we're gonna do is take our sweet potato, make sure you wash them up all good and dry them. And then we are just gonna, poke some holes with a fork here because, we don't want our potato to explode while it's baking, and it does happen. It does. Now, it's not, it's not real common, but it does happen most often in a microwave oven, sometimes in the oven too, but it can happen. And doing these holes here, it just allows some steam to escape there. So we did that, and then grab yourself a piece of aluminum foil and wrap her all up nice and good. Just like that, and then have your grill heated to high, and that could be charcoal, electric, gas. tabletop and just plop that baby on there like that, and then you're just going to give that a turn every once in a while so it cooks evenly. Now if you have a lid, definitely close that lid too, okay? And we want to keep as much heat in there as we can, all right? And I mean, you know, a yam or a sweet potato that size, it's going to take at least 45 minutes to an hour to roast on a grill. Now you can also just tuck these right into the embers of a campfire. Thus, campfire chili sweet potatoes, right? And as far as our rest of the ingredients go, that would be for our chili. Yummy, yummy chili. Okay, so back here we have 1/2 cup of beef broth. And over here we have 1 small to medium onion all diced up, 1 stalk of celery all diced up, and 1/2 of a red pepper all diced up. Then we have a 14-ounce can of red kidney beans, 6 ounces of tomato paste, and as far as our seasonings go, we have 1 tablespoon each minced garlic, fresh chopped parsley, and chili powder. And then we have a teaspoon of cumin, and then 1/2 teaspoon each of salt and pepper. And then right on our grill here, I just placed a saucepan like that, and inside there we have about a tablespoon of olive oil or cooking oil. And then to that, oh yeah, we're going to add our onions, celery, and our red pepper. Woo. Oh yeah, and then we let that cook down just a little bit till those vegetables get nice and tender, and that will be, let's see, how long was it? About 5 minutes or so, and you'll be good. Okay, now we add all the rest of our ingredients. That would be our beans, yep, and our tomato paste, garlic, and cumin, and broth there. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now we're going to bring this up to a boil and then allow that to simmer down for about 20 minutes. Oh, it looks good. Just perfect there. Oh, it smells delish. Oh, you know, what a nice, easy vegetarian chili recipe, right? You know, you could use this for other recipes too. And, you know, of course, you could use your own homemade chili recipe. Or if you want to save time, you could get the store-bought stuff too, you know. But we are ready to go here. So let me move this out of the way. And check our sweet potatoes here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Why would I do that, right? Okay, yep. So our sweet potatoes are ready to go. Our chili's ready to go. Let's plate these babies up. Okay, number 2 here. And we're just going to put our whole sweet potato in the foil, right in a bowl or on a plate. And then I'm going to kind of fold these down a little bit. Okay, and then I'll split these babies up. Okay, give them a little push over there. Okay, and then we're gonna push this one. And then you guessed it. Oh yes, top this with some chili. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so fabulous. I cannot wait. And see these big ones here. It made like 2. It would make 3 if it was big, large ones, you know. So, and then, oh yeah, we need to garnish. Oh yes, okay. So we have some sliced up green onions here, sprinkle right on top. Oh, and then you have to have cheese, right? Oh my gosh, yes, you do. Sharp cheddar. Oh, feel free to use whatever type of cheese you want, or for that matter, whatever type of toppings you want. If you like regular onions, throw them on. You know, it's all up to you. Oh my goodness. What a delicious dish, y'all. I mean, packed full of flavor, and it really is not hard to do at all. What a great, campfire recipe here, don't you think? Oh, I hope you like this recipe. I was really excited to share it. These are absolutely delicious. And there you have it, our campfire chili sweet potatoes. So, do you know the difference between a yam and a sweet potato? Well, don't you worry, because really, not a lot of people do. I didn't for the longest time, but they are remarkably different for sure. I mean, they differ in size and shape and flavor and texture and family. As a matter of fact, they're not even in the same family. You see, a yam, well, they're part of the lily family, whereas a sweet potato is part of the morning glory family. Interesting, huh? And the skin, well, your yams tend to have a darker, more bark-like skin on them, as opposed to your sweet potatoes. And flavor, well, your sweet potatoes are definitely more sweet, whereas yams, they're a little more, well, neutral flavored, and they have a lot more starch in them as well. And their origins, well, your yams, now, they are actually indigenous to Africa and Asia, and your sweet potatoes, well, they are native to the tropical Americas. Pretty cool, huh? Who knew that's where sweet potatoes began? I didn't know that. But anyway, now in the United States, sweet potatoes are often mislabeled as yams, which can lead to some confusing, right? It shouldn't be, but it is quite common. You see, enslaved Africans in the early Americas began calling sweet potatoes yams because it reminded them of their food staple, which they knew. But the bottom line, yep, a yam, well, that's a tuber, like a regular potato, and a sweet potato, well, that's a root.
Bottom line.
Bottom line.
Bottom line.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, the fire's going. It's so nice and warm. Oh, my goodness. This is nice. Oh, so, boy, let's see. We made a wonderful recipe, and we did like a really cool craft, too. I think it's time that we can maybe sit back, kick back, and maybe do a little campfire story time. Now, this is one that I wanted to share for quite some time. But I was a little leery. I know. I think I even mentioned it when we first opened camp all the way back several months ago. Because I don't know. I don't know if it's TMI or not, because I mean, it's not filth, for God's sake, but I mean, I don't want to gross anybody out. Well, here, we're just going to get started. Here is my campfire story for y'all. So, picture it. 1979, somewhere in the Allegheny Mountains of Pennsylvania. I was just a youngin', and it was my first year at Big Boy Camp. And by Big Boy, I mean, staying overnight. Went for the whole 2 weeks, stayed in cabins, Prior to that, I had went to day camps, and I was real excited to go. A little bit scared, but I was more excited than anything else. And so I got there, and it was really, it was nice. And you have that little bit of uncomfortable time there where you're like meeting all the new people and who you're going to bunk with and all that kind of thing. The cabins we had bunk beds in them, and I think there were 6 people to a cabin, and but it all worked out really nice. But I soon realized that in order to go to the bathroom and shower and everything, there was, of course, one main bathroom for the boys and for the girls down by the main building. And, of course, it was a public camp bathroom. And inside there were the stalls and the urinals and the showers on the other side, But it was communal. It was public. And I was really uncomfortable using a public bathroom. Not for, showering or using the sink or going number 1, but for going number 2. I don't know if it was a fear or just something really uncomfortable, or if I was like maybe embarrassed or so. I don't know what it was, but it was very strong, and I didn't know what to do. So I thought, okay, we're gonna wait it out a little bit, So one day turned to 2, and 2 to 3. So on the 8th day of not going to the bathroom, I got up at about 2 in the morning, and I snuck out of the cabin, and I went all the way down to the restrooms to use it because I thought that'd be perfect. It's at night, and I'll be all alone. So I went into the stall, and sat down. I was still all tense, and but then I started to relax a little bit because I was totally alone. Well, wasn't happening, and then lo and behold, about 10 minutes later, somebody comes in and goes to the stall right next to me, and then said the dreaded words, "Hey guy, how are you?" Oh, well, immediately tense up again, and blah, blah, blah. And it turns out that he was there for the same exact reason as I was. He was very scared or uncomfortable to use a public bathroom, especially to take care of number 2 there, Well, it never did happen that night, but I ended up making a really great friend out of that experience, and we stayed friends for years after that. We lived in the same general area. I mean, he was over an hour away, but it was still, southwestern Pennsylvania, and back then we kept in touch by literally writing letters and using our landline phone, and we did. We were friends for many, many years after that, and so the very next day I called my grandma, and I finally told her, I said, it's 9 days I haven't gone to the bathroom, and she freaked out and told me I needed to get down to the infirmary, talk to the nurse immediately. And I said, okay, I'll go do that. And but by the time I got down to the nurse, my grandmother had already called her and insisted they take me to the hospital. Well, they didn't take me to the hospital, but the nurse did give me something. It wasn't bad at all, probably Metamucil or something, I don't know. And over the next day or two, it happened, and I was a much more comfortable camper for the remainder of my stay there, So, oh, goodness, I don't know. So, there's my campfire story. So, we are back in the camp kitchen. I did promise you another recipe if time allowed, and I don't know, I think time allowed. I guess we'll see when we close it up for the night, right? Now, this recipe is meant to complement our sweet potatoes, and it's so delicious. It's another campfire recipe. You gotta try this one. We're gonna make some shrimp cakes that are gonna knock your socks off for real. And it all starts, of course, with the ingredients. And we start with half a pound of shrimp, which we've cleaned and deveined, no shells, and I hope you can see this because what I did was I divided it in half, and one half I just coarsely chopped. And this half here, we minced up really, really fine, Okay, in addition to that, over here we have 2 tablespoons of red bell peppers, all minced up, and 2 green onions, which we minced up as well. And next we have 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs, and you know me, homemade breadcrumbs, and then I mix in some panko with that for sure. And we have 1 egg beaten, and this is 1/2 teaspoon each of sesame oil and vegetable oil, and you can just mix those right together. And this is the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. Now, as far as our seasonings go, we have 1 tablespoon each of fresh minced ginger and fresh minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, the zest from 1 lemon, and 1/4 teaspoon each of salt and pepper. Now, in addition to all of this, you're going to need, just a little more breadcrumbs there from when we go ahead and coat our shrimp cakes. Now, when I tell you this recipe is easy, it certainly is easy. All we do is mix all of the ingredients in a bowl. That would be all of them. All of our seasonings, the red peppers, the beaten egg, and you're just going to put that in a bowl, and we're going to mix that up until it's all thoroughly combined. That looks pretty good there, pretty good. Now, if you feel that your mixture is a little too wet, and by that I would mean if you see liquid at the bottom, we don't really have too much liquid coming out at the bottom. But if your mix is too liquidy, don't even worry. Just add a little more breadcrumbs in there and stir it all in until you get it to the way you like it. But this looks pretty good here. Now for our next step here. Okay, we're gonna take our mixture and we're gonna just roughly divide it into 4 portions, like that. And now it's time to get messy. So we're gonna take each portion and we're going to kind of roll it into a ball, like that. And then we're going to kind of push it down a little until it's like a disc, about like so, kind of like a hamburger in a way. All right. And then we're going to take that disc and then we're going to coat it with some additional breadcrumbs. You want to do this a little gently. They're not too stiff there. You could always refrigerate this for like a half hour if you'd like. But that's what we're looking for, a little shrimp cake. Little shrimpy cake, just like that. And then we're going to do that to the rest of our mixture there, okay? But we have that one done, so I'm going to show you. Our grill is set to high here. And I have our iron on the grill getting all nice and warmed up there. And before I did that, I gave it a spray with some non-cook, look, I did it again, with some non-stick cooking spray in there just like that, okay? And then we're going to, move this down here so you can see it a little better. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that right in there like that and close her up like that and place her right back on our grill. And we're going to let that go for about, we'll say about 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes. Then we're going to flip her over and let her go for another 2.5 to 3 minutes for a total cooking time between 5 and 6 minutes. And that, of course, depends on how hot your grill is. Now, these things are wonderful to place right over the fire. If you're going to put it right over the fire, of course, you're going to want to reduce that cooking time. But we are all ready to go here, so I will see you in about 6 minutes. Okay, moment of truth. Let's open this baby up and see what we go. Oh, look, just perfect. And it smells so good too. Okay, so let's remove our shrimp cake from our iron and place her right on a plate there. And then let's just garnish her up with some fresh lemon. Oh, yes, and of course, some fresh parsley too. It's all about the presentation. Oh, these are so good, oh my goodness. So this is the one that we made in the iron, with the iron. And then these, I thought I would show you, I made on our with our tabletop waffle maker. These ones here, they look like little triangles, and they both turned out really good. So, if you're not out in the wilderness, if you're not camping, if you don't have a fire, you can always use your tabletop waffle maker too to make these. Oh yes, what an easy and just so delicious. I hope you try it because these are super good and they really complement those sweet potatoes very, very well. There you have it. Oh yes, our campfire shrimp cakes. Shrimp cakes. Ooh, you gotta try them. They are so good. We ended up eating them for dinner with the sweet potatoes. So good. I just, Stephen and I both loved it. It's a really, really good meal. So I hope you enjoyed it, of course. And you know what? Gosh, autumn is right around the corner, y'all. All the leaves are already starting to change, but Camp SSAM will be open all the way up until Halloween, actually. In fact, the next time you see us here at camp, we'll be smack dab in the middle of Spooky Steve and Marc. Oh, yes. Excited, are you? And speaking of that, we're putting together, the content and things we want to do for Spooky Steve and Marc. And, I need some ideas. So if you have any ideas, please comment below or shoot me an email or something. It could be a spooky recipe or a project or a theme or anything like that, or maybe something we did in the past that you'd like to see again. So anyway, I really appreciate you coming to camp with me for Mondays with Marc on this special Tuesday edition. Well, last week we were late. Mondays with Marc didn't go up until Wednesday of last week. So I'm glad we waited a day, give it a little extra day there for today's Mondays with Marc at camp. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us at camp today. Definitely hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when we have a new video coming out. Check us out over on social media. That's X and Facebook and Instagram. All of our contact information will be listed right down below. That's our email address and post office box. Thank you again, everybody. It means the world that you come and watch and spend time with me. It really, really does. You have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time, okay? Okay, ciao, everybody. All right, now we're